Hello traders, and welcome to another video of the weekly breakdown. So this week, in this video, I will be breaking down some pairs that I'm watching this week, which is this current week that I'm likely to trade. So the first one I have on my list here is US30. So whether you are a swing trader or a day trader, even scalpers, you always need to zoom out from a higher time frame to know where the overall picture of the market is heading to. Or the higher time frame is going to make it easier for you to know the direction you are trading even on the lower time frame. Now looking at this monthly time frame now, what can I identify? I can identify that we have been in a bullish trend. We have been making higher highs and higher low to the downside. Now the overall direction of this pair now is what? We are in a bullish trend. So zooming out where we have currently now, we have already seen that price have done what? We have broken out above this recent higher high. So whenever we break above our recent higher high, what is likely going to happen? We're likely going to have some correction for a continuation or a reversal to the downside. Now, so looking at this pair now, what I can identify on this monthly time frame is that we have a point of interest here, which is what? An order block. Our price is likely going to pull back, even though we have made a slight pullback here, but we are likely going to make another pullback here. So looking at this here on the monthly time frame, you can see that price is rejecting what? Above our previous monthly candle. So currently, we are making a rejection above here. So we are now going to see if the lower time frame is aligning bearish. But what I'm seeing currently here is kind of a reversal above this high for price to make some pullback to the downside before any other continuation. Now let's go down to the next time frame. The next time frame is going to be the weekly time frame. So looking at this weekly time frame now, what can you see? What you can see on this weekly time frame is that the weekly time frame also is what? Aligning bullish. Hold on. The weekly time frame also is aligning bullish. We respected this internal liquidity. We have been respecting our what? Bullish point of interest. We reacted from this FVG, created a new high. So this is what? Our protected low. Looking at this now, we had a protected low here, and then what's happened? Price closed above this candle, supported price to the upside. We have been doing what? Printing more of a bullish. So this is our higher high, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Now we are still making higher high. But watch what is happening here currently. We are having some kind of a bearish reversal here. So for us to close bearish our last previous week, we can potentially be heading towards the low of this candle based on our CRT. We have swept the high of this candle, made a reversal. This is obviously heading here. And if I should flip from our recent lower low to our recent higher high with the 50% of my fib, we have high chances of making a pullback within this area here, which is aligning with the week of our last order block. So this zone is where we are expecting price to pull back to for us to continue pushing to the upside or have some bearish structure to the downside. So what am I looking at for this week? This week I'm looking for opportunity to sell down to this recent low on US30. Let's go down to the daily time frame, because the daily time frame is where you get your immediate trade for the day. Now on this daily time frame now, this is our external liquidity. Last week we made a distribution to the downside, leaving this FVG, which was where price have our reversal here. We had a reversal here, had a candle confirmation to the downside. I sold from this other block here last week. So this week currently we are looking for a continuation where to the downside. Now what are we expecting? We are expecting a new candle to form, pull back here Tuesday possibly. What I'm looking at for here now is a pullback to this region, a continuation to the downside. So this is what I have on US30 for this week. A shallow pullback here for a continuation to the downside. the analysis is very straightforward and very clean. So our bias for this week on US 30 is what? A bearish trend. So let's go down to the next trade. So heading over to our next pair, which is on XAUUSD. Most of you that have been following me know that I trade mostly XAUUSD, US 30, and NAS 100. Sometimes I trade EURUSD. I don't always like trading a lot of pair. So looking at on this good now, what can we identify? We can identify that on the monthly time frame, we have actually been on a bullish trend, but currently we are making some kind of pullback, and there is no much reason for us to push to the upside because why? We have these higher time frame points of interest here, which is our recent draw of liquidity on the monthly time frame is what? This is our monthly FVG. So my main focus now is for me to find a way to sell good or a point of interest to sell good until we reach to this internal liquidity. So this my FVG here, which is my internal liquidity, is my draw of liquidity on this monthly time frame. So on this monthly time frame, I'm having a bearish bias to the downside, but there is something that we have here, which is what? An SMT. Most of you already know what an SMT is. So we have an SMT here. For us to have this SMT here, there is high chances that price might not come for this FVG. So let's go down to the daily time frame and see what is happening on this daily time frame. So after we had this SMT here on the daily time frame, last week candle ended up closing as a bullish reversal candle. So this week can possibly be what? A bullish week to the upside, at least reaching to this previous high now. But this is not yet confirmed until we have a candle closure above here. So here is the thing. If price can break above this high to this upside now, we can possibly have a push to this upside. Well, this is what I have on the daily time frame. But if we can have a reversal from this high of this candle, so let me just say, if Monday can have a reversal above this candle, then you should be possibly looking for a continuation to where to the downside. So in this goal now, I'm having two scenario. I'm expecting two things to happen. If you can have a reversal above this candle, we should look for a way to sell to the downside to this FVG here. But because of this reversal we have here, if we can break above here to this upside here, then possibly I'll be looking for a reason to sell gold to buy gold to the upside. Why am I saying this? Going back to XAGUSD, this is where we had the SMT, and also Friday closed as a reversal, which is our candle 2 closure. Now, this can possibly be a beginning of this reversal to the upside because on this monthly time frame of XAGUSD, we have already tapped into our monthly FVG, and now we have swept our previous monthly candle, which is where the SMT is coming from. So this is where the bullish movement can possibly start forming to where to this our FVG that is forming here. So this is how what I'm expecting on this XAGUSD. We can possibly have a bullish move to here. Then from here is where we can possibly continue pushing to the downside. Uh, so currently now, for this daily time frame to be looking bullish, what I'll be looking for is to see if price is going to break above this, have another candle closure above this high, or we form a reversal above this candle to for us to continue pushing to the downside. It's all about being patient. You wait to see what price is going to do next. If you can have a break or another candle closure close bullish, you will now start looking for a reason to continue bullish. But if you have a reversal, start seeing that price is rejecting above this FVG, because we obviously have an FVG here. If it starts forming some reversal above this FVG, then we can possibly continue pushing to the downside. I don't joke with higher time frame SMT. So this can be a good reason for us to start pushing higher to the upside. So now the next pair, let's move on to the next pair. So the next pair So the next pair I have on my list is EURUSD. So now on EURUSD, what am I expecting? On EURUSD, looking from the monthly time frame, you will notice that we have something like a consolidation here. So this is our accumulation. So after we had this accumulation, this candle manipulated the low of this range. So whenever we have an accumulation, a manipulation, now I'm expecting the distribution phase to the upside, meaning that I'm obviously bullish on this monthly time frame. But let's go down to the lower time frame and know if the lower time frame is in support. Moving to the weekly time frame, sorry, coming on to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, we have our weekly accumulation. So the only thing I'm looking at here is that we have this. If we look at the weekly time frame, the weekly time frame is what we are still in a bearish trend here. So there is no much confirmation for us to go bullish. But this FVG here, if we can get a candle closure above this FVG, inversing this FVG, then we can start possibly heading to the upside. So what am I looking at for here this current week? So if I want to trade EURUSD this current week, what will I be doing? Looking at this EURUSD now, you notice that our previous weekly candle closed what as a bullish candle closure. We had this sweep. This is an SMT from here to here. So this is obviously a bullish reversal. Now, my bias on this weekly time frame is I'm buying from this other block. I'm buying from this other block towards our previous weekly candle high. So I'm possibly looking for a buy on the daily time frame. If you look at this daily time frame, our Friday candle closed what as a Thursday candle, which is a reversal. Now I'm expecting price to do what? Open on Monday, which is tomorrow. I'm going to look for a reason to continue buying towards to the upside. So meaning that on this EURUSD, I'm bearish, I'm bullish for the on the I'm bullish this current week. We are reacting from this CISD. So this is my daily point of interest. I'm now expecting this to continue pushing to the upside. So this is what I'm expecting you to look at for on EURUSD. Now the last pair I have on my list is NAS 100. Now moving to NAS 100, what am I expecting? Monthly time frame. What is the monthly time frame saying? Monthly time frame will have an expansion to the upside, leaving this FVG. Now I'm expecting a correction for another continuation. So what am I looking at for? I'm looking at for on the lower time frame a point of interest to sell from into this FVG, inside this FVG. Weekly, our weekly time frame we had was a candle closure, a bearish candle closure last week. This FVG here on the weekly time frame is also aligning with the one we have on the monthly time frame. So now on the daily time frame, which is where I always prefer to, we had our recent lower low. I'll be expecting what a correction inside this FVG, inside this point of interest on the weekly time on the daily time frame. So this is where I'm looking to continue trading, looking for this sell to the downside or to clear this recent low. So what I'm expecting on this NAS 100 is what a pullback to this and then a correction to the downside. Well, that is it. If you have any question, don't forget to leave your comments on the comment section. Both I know most of you people don't trade what might not be trading the same pair I trade. Just leave your pair, the pair you trade on the comment section so that next time I will include them to the analysis. And if you're also new to the channel, don't forget to leave a subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and like our video to encourage us more to start making more videos like this. Thank you guys, and you all are welcome. Wishing you all a profitable week this week.